What if the day you were born was not the beginning of your life, but the end of a profound connection? This isn't just a philosophical question. It's the key to understanding why you feel lost, why society seems broken, and why reclaiming your true potential feels like an uphill battle. It speaks directly to the pervasive sense of unease and disconnection that many people experience, that subtle feeling that you are a fish out of water in a world that doesn't quite make sense. Consider this. Birth, typically celebrated as the ultimate beginning, might also be experienced as a form of severance. This is not merely a physical transition, but a traumatic shock to your consciousness, a jarring shift from a state of profound connection to what can feel like spiritual amnesia. Imagine emerging from a realm of pure potential, a space attuned to intuition and inherent knowing, into a world dominated by the five senses. This transition isn't gentle. It's an overwhelming deluge of stimuli crashing upon a system unprepared for such intensity. Think about it. Within the womb, you existed in a comparatively sensory-deprived environment, deeply interwoven with your mother's emotional landscape, a silent symphony of shared feelings and thoughts. This can be considered a predominantly 5D existence, characterized by an intuitive understanding that transcends the need for concrete information. Then, suddenly, you're thrust into the stark, bright, noisy realm we call reality. You're bombarded with light, sound, touch, and a cascade of new sensations that can easily overwhelm the nascent consciousness, initiating a lifelong pattern of sensory dominance over intuition. The womb provided only a gentle trickle of stimuli compared to the fire hose of sensory input in the outside world. The core of this idea revolves around the understanding that the reality we perceive is not a fixed, objective entity, but a construct shaped by consciousness itself. Envision your brain as a sophisticated receiver, akin to a radio, capable of tuning into various frequencies of reality. Birth, in this context, can be seen as a recalibration, a forced tuning to a lower, more limited frequency, the 3D reality we've been taught to accept as the only reality. The initial trauma of this shift, the sensory overload, solidifies the dominance of this 3D frequency, obscuring our innate ability to access the higher frequencies of 5D consciousness. The significance of this disconnection echoes in the pervasive anxiety, depression, and relentless search for meaning that plague modern society. These struggles are not random. They are downstream effects of the upstream disconnect that occurred at birth. This collective severance reverberates throughout society, fueling conflict, environmental destruction, and a profound lack of empathy. It's as though we're all operating with a vital piece of ourselves missing, struggling to navigate a world that feels inherently alienating. But what if the knowledge to heal that disconnect lies within your grasp? What if reclaiming your birthright to 5D consciousness is not only possible, but the most meaningful act of personal transformation and collective healing you can undertake? You are not a victim of your birth or your subsequent conditioning. You possess the inherent power to reclaim your consciousness and reshape your reality. This is a journey of empowerment, a process of remembering what you already know deep within. Let's clarify what we mean by 3D and 5D consciousness. The 3D realm, as we experience it, is largely defined by linear thinking, a focus on separation, and a deep immersion in the material world. It's the realm of cause and effect, of time and space, of limitations and scarcity. In contrast, 5D consciousness is characterized by nonlinear thinking, a profound sense of interconnectedness, and an understanding of unity. It's the realm of intuition, creativity, and boundless potential. The very nature of consciousness itself is a key element to consider. Current science suggests that consciousness is a mere byproduct of the brain, but what if this is a limited view? What if consciousness is a fundamental aspect of reality, existing independently of the physical body? This is the hard problem of consciousness, the enigma that continues to baffle scientists and philosophers alike. Perhaps consciousness isn't generated by the brain, but rather The brain acts as a filter or a receiver, tuning into a pre-existing field of consciousness. Consider the subtle, yet pervasive, pattern of limiting beliefs that shape your reality. From early childhood, we are bombarded with messages that tell us who we are, what we're capable of, and what we deserve. You're not good enough. You can't achieve your dreams. You don't deserve to be happy. These insidious beliefs become ingrained in our subconscious, acting as invisible barriers that prevent us from accessing our true potential. These beliefs are not accidental. They are often the result of societal programming and early childhood experiences designed to keep us disconnected from our intuition and higher selves. Could it be that we choose our life circumstances for specific learning experiences? The concept of pre-birth planning suggests that we enter this world with a soul contract, a blueprint for our journey that includes specific challenges and opportunities for growth. Have you ever had the feeling that this isn't what I signed up for? That nagging sense that your life is somehow off course, that you're not living the life you were meant to live. Perhaps it's a whisper from your soul, a reminder of the agreement you made before you were born. And what role does intention play in this process? The mother's intention, the intention of the medical staff, the overall environment surrounding your birth, all these factors contribute to your initial experience of consciousness. Was your birth a welcoming celebration of life, or a sterile, medicalized procedure? Was there a sense of fear and anxiety, or a sense of love and support? These subtle cues shape your initial understanding of reality, solidifying it in either the limited confines of 3D or the expansive possibilities of 5D. What if everything you've been told about reality is a carefully constructed lie? What if you possess the power to create your own reality, to transcend the limitations of the 3D world and access the infinite potential of 5D consciousness? What if there's a hidden truth about your true nature, a truth that has been deliberately concealed from you? Forces benefit from your disconnection. Forces benefit from your slumber. But you have the ability to awaken. You have the ability to remember. This video will reveal the tools and techniques to reclaim your 5D consciousness and live a more authentic, fulfilling, and empowered life. The journey back to your true self begins now. Birth, as we've discussed, can be a rude awakening, a jarring transition from the unified field of 5D consciousness into the comparatively limited bandwidth of 3D reality. But let's delve deeper into this initial trauma, this downgrade experience. It's not simply the shock of entering a new environment, it's the specifics of that entry that can imprint deeply on your subconscious. Consider the physical pressures involved. Emerging from the narrow birth canal is, for the infant, an intensely compressive experience. This physical compression can create a primal sense of struggle and resistance, a foundational belief that life is inherently difficult. Now, contrast that with a natural, gentle birth where the mother is relaxed and the baby is allowed to emerge at its own pace. In such cases, the infant's experience is far less traumatic, potentially fostering a sense of ease and trust in the world. Think too about the sensory assault. Bright lights, loud noises, the cold air against bare skin. This sudden sensory overload can overwhelm the nervous system, creating a sense of fear and vulnerability. And then there is the immediate separation from the mother, the severing of that profound connection that has sustained the infant for 9 months. The role of oxytocin, the love hormone, cannot be overstated in facilitating a smoother transition. This hormone, released naturally during labor and breastfeeding, promotes bonding, reduces stress, and creates a sense of well-being for both mother and child. However, many medical interventions, such as induced labor or cesarean sections, can disrupt the natural flow of oxytocin. Synthetic oxytocin, Pitocin, while used to induce labor, doesn't replicate the complex hormonal cascade of natural labor, and may not provide the same benefits for bonding and reducing trauma. Imagine the difference between a birth where oxytocin is flowing freely, bathing both mother and child in feelings of love and connection, versus a birth where this natural process is disrupted by medical interventions, potentially leading to increased stress and difficulty in bonding. All of this can trigger an initial fear response, imprinting deeply on the subconscious mind. This isn't just a fleeting emotion. It's a foundational experience that can shape future perceptions and behaviors. A difficult birth, marked by physical struggle, sensory overload, and separation from the mother, might lead to a lifelong pattern of anxiety, fear of new situations, or difficulty forming secure attachments. The implications of such early trauma on the developing brain and nervous system are profound, potentially affecting emotional regulation, stress response, and overall well-being. Now, as if the birth trauma wasn't enough, societal imprisonment begins almost immediately. The power of language, a tool that should be used to create and connect, often becomes a means of limiting our perceptions. Consider the common phrase, "seeing is believing." It subtly prioritizes the physical senses over intuition, suggesting that we can only trust what we can see and touch. Or think about the expression, "time is money," a phrase that perpetuates a scarcity mindset, implying that our time is a limited resource to be carefully guarded and spent. These seemingly innocuous phrases, repeated countless times throughout our lives, subtly shape our thoughts and perceptions of reality, reinforcing the dominance of the 3D world. Our education system, often touted as a pathway to enlightenment, can inadvertently become a tool for societal conditioning. While education is essential, the way it is often structured can prioritize conformity and obedience over critical thinking and creativity. Standardized testing, for example, encourages rote memorization and discourages independent thought. Children are taught to regurgitate information rather than question it, stifling their curiosity and limiting their ability to think outside the box. Consider the history of public education and its original purpose of creating obedient workers for the industrial age. Is the system truly designed to empower individuals or to create compliant members of society? And then there's the illusion of choice, perpetuated by the media and advertising industries. We are bombarded with messages that manipulate our desires, creating a false sense of lack and keeping us trapped in a cycle of consumption and dissatisfaction. Advertising techniques often prey on our insecurities, convincing us that we need a certain product to be happy, successful, or loved. The psychological principles behind these strategies are sophisticated and often insidious, designed to bypass our conscious awareness and tap into our deepest desires and fears. What would happen if we became aware of these manipulative tactics and reclaimed our power to choose what we truly value? But there is hope. There are forgotten technologies, ancient wisdom, that can help us reclaim our 5D senses and reactivate the innate knowing we possessed before birth. The pineal gland, often referred to as the third eye, is a key component in this process. This small, pine-cone-shaped gland, located in the center of the brain, plays a vital role in intuition, psychic abilities, and spiritual awareness. However, in many modern environments, the pineal gland is often calcified by fluoride and other toxins found in our water supply, toothpaste, and processed foods, thus hindering its optimal function. Think of ancient spiritual practices and traditions, from yoga to meditation, which emphasize the importance of activating the third eye. Consider, too, the ancient technologies based on sound and frequency, like singing bowls, chanting, and specific musical scales, which can stimulate the pineal gland and enhance spiritual connection. Specific frequencies and vibrations have been shown to have healing and transformative effects on the brain and body. Scientific studies have demonstrated that certain sound frequencies can reduce stress, improve sleep, and even stimulate the production of beneficial hormones. How can we incorporate these ancient modalities into our modern lives to support the health and activation of our pineal glands? Could it be that this knowledge has been deliberately suppressed by those in power to keep us disconnected from our true potential? History provides examples of individuals who possessed spiritual knowledge or healing abilities facing persecution, suppression, or even death. Consider the potential motives behind the suppression of alternative healing modalities and the control that can be exerted over a population that is disconnected from its own intuition and inner guidance. So, how can we reclaim our 5D senses and break free from this societal imprisonment? The answer lies in actively engaging in practices that reconnect us with our bodies, minds, and spirits. Mindful breathing exercises are a powerful tool for calming the mind, connecting with the body, and accessing higher states of consciousness. A simple exercise, such as box breathing, inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 4 seconds, exhaling for 4 seconds, and holding for 4 seconds, can have a profound effect on the nervous system, reducing stress and promoting relaxation. Alternate nostril breathing, another simple technique, can balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain, enhancing clarity and focus. The physiological effects of deep breathing on the nervous system are well documented, making it a readily accessible tool for accessing higher states of consciousness. Spending time in nature, immersing ourselves in the Earth's energy, can also enhance intuition and reconnect us with our true selves. Walks in the forest, sitting by a river, or simply spending time in a garden can have a profound effect on our well-being. The Japanese practice of forest bathing, or Shinrin-yoku, has been shown to reduce stress hormones, boost the immune system, and improve overall mood. What if we made a conscious effort to spend more time in nature, allowing its healing energy to restore our connection to the earth and to our own inner wisdom? And finally, embrace creative expression, allowing yourself to explore art, music, writing, or dance as a means of accessing and integrating 5D consciousness. Journaling, painting, playing a musical instrument, or dancing freely without judgment can unlock unconscious emotions and insights. The therapeutic benefits of creative expression are well established, providing a powerful means of processing trauma, releasing pent-up emotions, and connecting with our authentic selves. What hidden talents and creative abilities lie dormant within you, waiting to be awakened? Ultimately, our perceived reality is a construct, and the observer effect in quantum physics confirms that our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions actively shape our experiences. By consciously shifting our focus, we can alter the very fabric of our reality. By focusing on positive outcomes, we increase the likelihood of achieving them, while focusing on negative outcomes can create self-fulfilling prophecies. What if you began to consciously choose your thoughts and beliefs, aligning them with the reality you wish to create? This leads us to the principle of conscious creation, our ability to intentionally shape our reality by aligning our thoughts, emotions, and actions with our desired outcomes. Imagine your ideal future, vividly visualizing every detail and feeling the emotions associated with it. By consistently holding this vision in your mind, you begin to attract the circumstances and opportunities necessary to bring it into reality. What does your ideal future look like, and what steps can you take today to begin creating it? But there's more. Our individual consciousness is not isolated. It's connected to a larger collective consciousness. This suggests that we can influence the world around us through our collective intentions. Imagine a world where everyone is consciously creating a reality of peace, love, and abundance. How could we begin to harness the power of collective consciousness to create positive change on a global scale? We will be taking a deeper look at this in a future video. From the moment of birth, that jarring transition into 3D consciousness, to the subtle programming that shapes our perceptions, we've explored the journey from potential to limitation. But remember, the power to reclaim your 5D awareness lies within you. The sensory overload, the linguistic programming, the societal conditioning, these are all patterns designed to keep you within a limited perception of reality. But recognizing these patterns, seeing them for what they are, is the first and most crucial step toward breaking free. It's like finally understanding the rules of a game you've been unknowingly playing your whole life. Once you know the rules, you can start to change them. And remember what is possible. Consider conscious birthing, explore homeschooling, and seek other options. At its heart, understand that reality is not a fixed entity, but a malleable construct, shaped by our very consciousness. Quantum physics has demonstrated that the observer affects the observed. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your expectations, they all actively participate in creating your reality. Reclaiming your 5D consciousness, therefore, means consciously engaging in this creative process, intentionally shaping your reality through focused intention and unwavering awareness. No longer are you a mere bystander in the theater of life, but the director, the playwright, and the lead actor all rolled into one. Change your mind, change your reality. Shift your perspective from that of a victim of circumstance to a conscious creator. Embrace this journey of self-empowerment. You are capable of transcending limitations and living a more authentic life, a life aligned with your true purpose and deepest desires. This transformation is not about escaping the 3D world, but about mastering it, about learning to navigate its challenges while remaining connected to the infinite potential of your 5D self. Don't be afraid to redefine what's possible. Consider this individual journey within the broader context of the evolution of consciousness on Earth. Reclaiming your 5D consciousness is not merely a personal endeavor. It is a contribution to a collective shift towards greater unity, peace, and harmony. This evolution demands conscious participants, individuals willing to challenge the status quo and embrace a more enlightened way of being. As we collectively raise our vibration, we create a world that is more compassionate, just, and sustainable for all. The world is waiting for you to step into your power. Connect the reclaiming of your individual power with the vast potential for societal transformation. As more individuals awaken to their true potential, societal structures will inevitably begin to reflect higher values and principles. This transformation begins at the local level in your community, in your relationships, and in your daily interactions. By embodying compassion, empathy, and authenticity, you can become a catalyst for positive change, inspiring others to awaken to their own potential. Be the change you wish to see in the world, starting in your neighborhood. Remember that every act of reclaiming your consciousness has a ripple effect, positively impacting the lives of others and contributing to a more enlightened world. Simple acts of kindness, conscious communication, and compassionate action can create a chain reaction of positivity, inspiring others to do the same. Intentionally choosing to speak your truth, even when it's difficult, creates space for authenticity and encourages others to do the same. Your actions, no matter how small they may seem, have the power to transform the world. So go make some ripples. Embody compassion, empathy, and authenticity in all your interactions. Practice gratitude for the simple blessings in your life. Offer kindness to strangers, even when it's not expected. Speak your truth with courage and integrity, even when it's unpopular. These small actions, consistently practiced, can have a profound impact on your own life and on the world around you. Live 5D right here, right now. Reclaim your birthright, that innate 5D consciousness that was temporarily veiled by the shock of birth and the conditioning of the 3D world. It is not something to be attained, but something to be remembered, something to be embodied. It has always been within you, waiting to be rediscovered. With mindful breathing, nature immersion, and creative expression, you are helping break the cycles of limiting beliefs and societal conditioning. And it's all about the simple stuff: a walk in the park, doodling in your sketchbook, the sensation of air entering your lungs. You will want to integrate this ongoing self-awareness and commitment to personal growth, and it will start with recognizing the root of your disconnection that you felt so keenly. It arises from forgetting your true nature and purpose, but by reclaiming your 5D consciousness, you can reconnect with your authentic self and experience a profound sense of belonging. What you felt was lost has now been found. You knew that you should be more than you were allowed to be, and now the restrictions have been lifted. Embrace the ability that was always within you to create a better future for yourself and for the world. The journey may not always be easy, but it is always worthwhile. Have hope, maintain focus, and embrace the power of your own consciousness. The world needs you to awaken. As you embark on this journey, new questions will inevitably arise. What lies beyond the fifth dimension? What potential awaits us in these higher realms of consciousness? This is a territory ripe for exploration, and the answers will be revealed as you continue to expand your awareness. Let curiosity be your guide. Consider the implications of a collective awakening for the future of humanity. Imagine a world where sustainable living, conscious governance, and collaborative innovation are the norm, not the exception. How will society change as people change? This is the future we have the power to create, and it begins with each individual's commitment to reclaiming their true potential. The future is not something to be predicted, but something to be created. Join a community of like-minded individuals where you can share your experiences, support each other, and continue to explore the mysteries of consciousness and reality. Check the links in the description for ways to connect through social media, forums, and courses. Together, we can create a powerful wave of conscious transformation, inspiring others to awaken to their own potential. Never underestimate the power of collective intention. Future videos will delve even deeper into the scientific basis of consciousness, exploring the potential of emerging technologies, such as light therapy and sound frequency, to enhance spiritual awareness. The science of consciousness is rapidly evolving, and new discoveries are constantly emerging. Stay tuned, and let's continue this journey of exploration together. There is so much more to discover.